Here are the most bizarre Inbred Simpsons moments you probably didn't catch. Let's start with a family reunion straight out of a genetic horror story. Weekend at Burnsies, Season 13, Episode 16. Nothing says strong bloodlines like a Spuckler family gathering. Cousins marrying cousins, kids who might also be siblings. It's a full-blown genetic blender. Cletus throws a backyard party, and the guest list, all Spucklers. All somehow connected. Even Cletus himself isn't sure how. The scene comes during Homer's brief love affair with medical marijuana. After getting pecked by crows, he's prescribed weed, and suddenly everything is beautiful. Floating high on good vibes, Homer wanders into the Spuckler reunion. It looks like a picnic, but something feels off. There are dozens of kids, all looking suspiciously similar. One's named Incestia. Yes, really. And she's the normal one. Everyone talks in that classic backwoods twang. The adults look like the kids look like their cousins, and everyone's sharing the same mashed potatoes and possibly the same DNA. Homer joins in the fun, cluelessly vibing with what might be Springfield's most family-friendly event. The music's loud, the banjo twangs, and if you listen closely, so does the family tree. The camera pans over the group like it's no big deal, but every frame screams genetic déjà vu. It's subtle, but brutal. This isn't just filler comedy, it's the show's most direct visual joke about inbreeding. No one needs to say it, you just feel it. The Spucklers proudly embrace their tangled roots. There's no shame, just music, food, and maybe a little too much familiarity.
I got a contract signed by the father of these children.
He's only the father of two of them. The one that can't sing and the one that can't ad-lib.
No!
The Simpsons doesn't punch down here. It leans into the absurdity. It knows this family is a parody, but one with layers, and cousins who are also stepdads. It's weird. It's hilarious, and it sets a high bar for the genetic chaos still to come. Because next up, we're not in the backwoods anymore. We're in the Simpsons' home, and Salma's about to say something that'll make your family dinners feel normal. Homer's triple bypass, Season 4, Episode 13. When it comes to crossing the line, Salma Bouvier doesn't tiptoe, she belly flops. Homer's heart is literally failing. The family gathers around, worried. Emotions are high, stakes are serious. But Salma, she's got jokes. Salma Bouvier is Marge Simpson's older sister. She's known for being blunt and sometimes a bit bitter. Salma often says things that surprise or shock people around her. She's not afraid to speak her mind, even if it's rude or unusual. But this time, she literally crossed the limits. In Homer's triple bypass, as the family eats dinner, the conversation shifts. Someone wonders who will take care of the kids if Homer dies. A heavy question. Big moment. And then Salma casually drops this bomb. If Marge should die, I'd be happy to take the children. Or marry Homer. Either way. The room goes silent. So do most viewers. What? Even Patty looks shocked, and she shares a face and voice with Salma. It's a joke, obviously, but a very dark one. She's Marge's sister, Homer's sister-in-law. That's just a lot. Back then, The Simpsons didn't often go this edgy. This was Season 4, still the golden years. You can feel Marge over here. Bart and Lisa say nothing. And just like that, we're reminded. Springfield families are weird. Not just the Spucklers. Even the blue-haired aunts are part of the madness. This tiny moment adds a whole new layer to the Bouvier family tree, a tree with very few branches. It's the kind of joke that sneaks up on you, blunt, awkward, unforgettable. There's something about marrying. Season 16, Episode 10. When Springfield decides to cash in on the wedding craze, things get chaotic fast. The town isn't exactly known for class, boundaries, or sanity, and this time it's all on display. Springfield legalizes same-sex marriage to lure tourists. And naturally, Homer becomes a minister because $200 per wedding is more appealing than another nuclear power plant paycheck.
Then it's settled. We'll legalize gay marriage.
I propose we also legalize gay funerals, starting with this guy.
I'm not gay. I'm nothing yet.
Soon, hundreds of gay and lesbian couples flood the town. Reverend Lovejoy refuses to officiate. Marge's sister, Patty, comes out as a lesbian and asks Homer to marry her and her partner.
I'm marrying a woman. I'm gay.
But that's just the warm-up. Then the Spucklers show up. Homer wheels out the podium. There's an awkward pause as Homer examines their papers. He digs in his minister's robes and blurts.
Wait a minute. Are you two brother and sister?
The crowd gasps. Cletus doesn't blink. Instead, Brandine pipes up in her trademark twang.
We's all kind of things.
Cue the belly laughs and crude realization. This is the most direct incest-adjacent joke in the series, laid out straight in front of the camera. No winks, no subtle implications, just plain weirdness. The episode doesn't leave it at one joke. As Homer continues to marry fish to fences, the Spucklers linger in the background. Meanwhile, plot threads keep weaving. Patty's wedding takes a dramatic turn when her fiancé, Veronica, is revealed to be a man in disguise. Patty rejects the marriage and storms out. Marge is confronted with her own uncomfortable assumptions, but ultimately accepts Patty for who she is. This subplot is powerful, but it's the Spuckler wedding line that seals the deal for your theme. There's a beating drum of absurdity underneath it all. Homer officiates weddings to fish, goats, humans of all genders, and apparently anything else he can sign a license for. He treats love like a carnival ride. Fun, confusing, and wildly unpredictable. But the Spuckler moment stands out. Brandine's delivery is deadpan. Cletus's casual grin says, "Yep, that's how we do it." Viewers realize that in Springfield, some family trees don't branch. They just circle. And in that quiet, weird joke about brother and sister wedding, you see the skeleton of every inbred trope the show ever hinted at. The scene is brief but unforgettable. It's shocking, unapologetic, and exactly what your most inbred, weird Simpsons moments title promises. Lady Bouvier's Lover, Season 5, Episode 21. You'd think the elderly love life in Springfield would be calm, sweet, and wrinkle-free. Not this time. In a bizarre twist, the quiet corners of the retirement home become the setting for one of the most awkward love triangles in Simpsons history, featuring Grandpa Simpson, Mr. Burns, and Marge's mom. Jacqueline Bouvier, Marge's mother, isn't exactly known for her romance plots, but here she becomes the center of attention. Abe Simpson falls for her. He's old, he's awkward, and he's smitten.
I'm in love!
He brings her flowers. He takes her out dancing. For a brief moment, the episode dips into sweetness. But then comes Mr. Burns. Yep, the same wrinkled husk who once tried to block out the sun. He swoops in, flashy and full of wealth. Jacqueline suddenly finds herself juggling two ancient suitors. And this triangle isn't romantic. It's weird. Watching two men over 80 fight over a woman isn't typical Simpsons fare, but they lean in hard. The real chaos begins when Mr. Burns announces his engagement to Jacqueline. Abe is devastated. He makes one last attempt, racing to stop the wedding like he's in a rom-com, if the rom-com had dust, denture glue, and jazz records. At the last moment, Jacqueline turns down both men and rejects them both. She walked away and didn't marry anyone. So you might think, how is it weird or inbred? It's not literal, but symbolically it fits. The idea that Marge's mom nearly married Homer's dad, that would have made Abe his own father-in-law. Bart and Lisa's grandparents would have become one. The family tree wouldn't branch, it would spiral. It's a twisted what-if that hovers right on the edge of genetic chaos. It's an unsettling but hilarious episode that plays with boundaries, both romantic and familial. And in typical Simpsons style, it ends with awkward silence, vague trauma, and nobody knowing what to call each other anymore. Here's another episode that takes marriage to a whole different joke. Apocalypse Cow, Season 19, Episode 17. Have you ever heard about accidentally proposing to someone? Sounds weird, right? But weird is not in the dictionary of The Simpsons. It all begins innocently enough. Bart joins 4-H because, well, they let kids drive tractors. That's all it takes. He's in. But things take a turn when he's paired with the runt of the calf pen, a tiny, frail baby bull. Nobody wants it except Bart. That's when Mary Spuckler shows up. She tells Bart to give the calf a chance. Bart listens, gives the little guy a name, Lou, and starts raising him. What begins as a chore turns into something more. Bart bonds with Lou. He feeds him, trains him, and even talks to him. By the time the county fair rolls around, Lou is huge, strong, and proud. He wins the blue ribbon. Bart's thrilled until he learns Lou's prize is a one-way trip to the slaughterhouse. No way, Bart says. Not my Lou. Desperate, Bart sneaks Lou out at night with help from Lisa and her eco-warrior friends. They need a place to hide him. They went to Mary's place. Bart hands Lou over to Mary. She accepts the cow happily. It should have ended there, but no. Suddenly, Cletus Spuckler bursts out of the trailer yelling for Brandine. They see Bart giving Mary a cow and immediately assume it's a marriage proposal. Brandine lights up. "You're betrothed now, sweetie." What? Even Bart is horrified, but it's too late. Cletus is already prepping a wedding. Bart is about to be forcibly yoked into Springfield's most famously inbred family. At the last moment, Marge came in to stop the wedding. This episode brings the Spuckler family's weird marriage customs to the front. It's a biting satire of arranged marriages, and yes, it ties perfectly into the show's long history of twisted family moments. The idea that gifting a cow means you're suddenly engaged, only in the Spuckler clan. Their rules are more like rumors passed down during tractor pulls. No rings, no romance, just livestock and confusion. It's like romance was replaced with barnyard barter. And their family tree, it doesn't branch, it spirals. But just when you think Springfield's yokels couldn't get any weirder, the show hands Lisa a musical makeover challenge with 8 Spuckler kids and 0 family boundaries. Yokel Chords, Season 18, Episode 14. Lisa teaches the Spuckler kids, but it turns into chaos when Krusty tries to exploit them as a singing yokel act. In Yokel Chords, the Spuckler clan gets dragged out of the woods and straight into Springfield Elementary. 7 of Cletus's and Brandine's kids, 7, arrive like a banjo-playing tornado. And here's the wild part. They've never set foot in a school. Principal Skinner didn't want them enrolled because he feared they'd tank the school's test scores. That's right, he literally kept them uneducated to protect numbers. But Lisa's moral compass won't allow it. She takes it upon herself to tutor the Spuckler children. Sounds noble, right? Except these kids think books are chew toys. Her job is less teaching arithmetic and more translating grunts into sentences. Still, Lisa doesn't give up. She tries to broaden their tiny yokel minds. She takes them downtown, shows them art, culture, French cinema, even a museum. It almost works, until Krusty the Clown sees the kids singing. Instead of seeing the bright young minds, he sees dollar signs.
That's right. I want to hire your entire Appalachian dumpling gang, and I'll pay them the most anyone on TV is entitled to get. Scale!
Suddenly, the Spucklers are a new musical act on the Krusty the Clown show. Cletus signs the contract with 0 questions. Lisa, of course, smells exploitation faster than a raccoon smells trash. These kids are being used, overworked, and underpaid like a child labor pop band with fewer teeth. Things hit peak weird when Brandine appears, from Iraq, in full combat gear. She storms back to Springfield like a one-woman army and shuts the whole thing down. Her logic, if the kids can't perform well, Krusty can keep those. The rest come home. That's parenting, Spuckler style. This episode is a full dive into the chaotic, culturally clueless, yet strangely unified Spuckler family. The kids talk in twang, the parents casually abandon them for gigs, and a war deployment is no excuse to miss a school meeting. Somehow, it all works in their world. Yokel Chords fits perfectly into our title's theme of weirdest Simpsons family moments. Not only does it spotlight the show's wildest family, but it also twists an inspirational teacher story into a full-blown hillbilly musical. Of course, no inbred drama is complete without a little heartbreak. And Cletus delivers it in the weirdest way possible. Pretty Whittle Liar, Season 33, Episode 16. The Spucklers are hiding something, and it's not what you think. Brandine Spuckler has always been the picture of Springfield's backwoods life. Brandine is hiding a secret. It all begins with Marge's book club, a calm afternoon of wine, gossip, and literary fluff, until Brandine opens her mouth. She doesn't just participate, she analyzes, in detail. She talks about themes, she cites authors, she even uses words that don't end in y'all. The entire room freezes. You can hear a wine glass drop. This yokel knows about literature. The gossip train leaves the station immediately. Word travels fast through Springfield's rumor mills, and it doesn't take long to reach Cletus. Someone shows him Brandine's library card. Cletus is stunned. He fell in love with a woman who thought Shakespeare was a brand of beer. Now he is not so sure. Meanwhile, Lisa is facing a crisis of her own. She's being teased at school for being too smart. Bullies are everywhere. Her brain is a target. She wonders if it would just be easier to pretend, to hide her intelligence. Like someone else we know. Yes, Brandine. Turns out she's been pretending for years. She's always been intelligent. She loves poetry, ballet, even foreign cinema. But she kept quiet, because in the world of yokels, brains are baggage. Cletus feels betrayed. Brandine moves in with the Simpsons, and suddenly both households feel broken. Marge, who just wanted to help, realizes Springfield doesn't always value love. People tell her she could have married up, that Homer isn't enough. It stings deeply. Lisa and Brandine finally talk. Brandine tells her the truth. She hid her smarts to protect her family, to fit in, but she urges Lisa to never do the same. Don't shrink for small minds, she says. It's powerful. Lisa listens. In the end, Brandine returns to the farm. The kids miss her. Cletus is there waiting, not with flowers, but with a book and his own library card. He wants to learn for her. And just like that, the most stereotyped couple in Springfield becomes something else. A story with brains. A twist on everything we thought we knew about hillbillies. So no, there's no cousin kissing here, but it's weird in its own way, and just as unforgettable. And that wraps up our deep dive into the most inbred, twisted, and hilariously bizarre moments The Simpsons ever dared to air. Whether it was Brandine casually admitting, "We're all kind of things," or kids who might also be their own uncles, The Simpsons has taken the family tree and turned it into a family pretzel. Unapologetically weird, brilliantly uncomfortable, and always funny. Got a moment we missed? Maybe a cousin twice removed, then married? Drop it in the comments. And if you love your Simpsons weird, inbred, and wildly inappropriate, hit like, smash subscribe, and stick around. In Springfield, the family drama never ends. It just keeps circling.